Hello there everyone, welcome back to the Shine Guide. Next up in the series, we'll be taking a look at Eely Mouth's Dentist in Noki Bay. Alrighty, time for the second big boss fight here in Noki Bay. This one is going to be a lot better than the Gooper Blooper sort of recycled boss fight that we took a look at a couple of videos ago. Essentially, we're going to be fighting a giant eel in a completely new area that we have yet to see here in Noki Bay. And by fighting, I mean we're going to be cleaning his teeth, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Essentially, what we're told here when we land in the level is that we need to climb up to the top of the level so we can speak to that old dude NPC, the old guy that we've seen a couple of times already so far in this stage. But funny enough, we actually don't need to be doing this. When we get up here, the NPC is essentially going to tell us to jump down into the water where the waterfall lands in the ocean. And that is going to actually transport us to the next area. And you actually don't need to climb up here to do that. If you just go over to where the waterfall is landing in the ocean and just swim down, you'll actually be transported directly to the new area. I'm just kind of going through the motions here. Just this is, kind of the intended way someone to do it. So here we are with the old man. He's telling us our mission. He's essentially telling us that there's an eel down there, and he's got some bad teeth, and apparently his teeth are what's causing all of the poison in Noki Bay. So all of the purple poisoned water that we see in the stage at this point in time is apparently caused by some eel's cavities. So only one thing to do, we got to get down there and clean those things. Am I right? Wouldn't be a Mario game if we didn't engage in some unlicensed dental practice at least once, maybe twice. But anyway, here we are in the new area, this new underwater area of Noki Bay. This is, I think it was described as sort of the Noki ancestral home or something like that. But unfortunately, we're not really going to have a whole lot of time to take a look around because this boss fight is happening right now. And the way we're going to be doing this boss fight is essentially we're going to be sort of floating in front of the eel's face, and that's going to sort of cause him to kind of lash out, kind of Super Mario 64 style, if you remember that. There was an eel in Jolly Roger Bay that would kind of jump out at you if you got too close, and you actually had to do that for a couple of stars. But anyway, same thing here. We'll sort of float in front of it, and as you can see, it's going to start spinning around, and it's going to sort of pop out of its hole and open its mouth. And when it does so, we'll actually see its teeth, and as you can see, I already cleaned one off just by hovering over it. There's a couple of different ways to do this. One, by hovering over it, just like you saw. If you just sit, you kind of park yourself directly over it and sort of use the hover nozzle, you'll spray straight down, and you just got to kind of spray each tooth for a certain amount of time, and it'll be considered clean. I actually like switching to the spray nozzle. You just got a little bit more control there. Now, you might be sort of scared to use the spray nozzle because now you don't have the hover nozzle equipped to, get out of the way. As you can see, I'm sort of slowly descending into the mouth of the monster. And yes, when it does close its mouth around you, you do get swallowed. You get this little cutscene of you being spat back out. But if you actually kind of take a look at my health bar, my air bar, nothing really happened when that happened. When you would think that getting swallowed by a giant monster would be, the last thing you want to do. But for whatever reason, and I don't know why it is the case in this specific boss fight, but getting swallowed isn't really a problem. So have no fear. Go ahead and switch to the spray nozzle if you want, and you can sit here and clean off a bunch of teeth in a single cycle, and when you get swallowed, it's not really a problem. So here we go. I was just about able to finish the boss fight off. Again, not really caring that I'm getting spat back out. I suppose you do get sort of locked out of moving Mario for a couple of seconds there, just because that cutscene is going on. I guess that's the big drawback to being swallowed, but luckily, as I've said before in Mario games, coins are life. You can breathe coins, so we'll just go ahead and take a big old breath of gold coin there, and now we're in pretty good shape to go ahead and finish this one off. And once more for the final time, I will hurl myself into its mouth and apparently blast some of his teeth clean out of his body. Anyway, there you go. Not the hardest boss fight in the world, mostly because it just doesn't really have any tools to hurt you, interestingly enough. Being swallowed doesn't hurt you. There were some poison bubbles that I didn't mention at all that sort of float up from the boss that you're kind of meant to, avoid. But even if you do touch them, they do take some air away from you, but because it's a bubble, it also fills up your health bar. Like you actually take damage and then immediately heal back up. It's really weird. So there's basically no threats in this boss fight other than running out of air, and there's coins all over the place for that reason. So just go grab some coins, top yourself off, and you'll be able to continue the fight. So in any case, that's how I collect that shine. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.